fire, a shade that sisters and sage. My love survived the middle passage, waded the waters. My love be grassroots, organizes movements, the birds, the bees. My love be butterflies, be indigenous, ocean-wide, sky beam. My love listens to the land, all natural, no preservatives. My love be homemade, from the scratch, scribbled, handwritten notes, adoration. My love be scripture, be ritual, be baptism, revival, a cathedral built from bare hands, a Taj Mahal, all the temples. My love creates new ways to worship, serenity, sorcery, hieroglyphs across your chest, tongue-tied. My love be sacred geometry. Be past life premonitions, revelations, and gratitude. Be prayer hands. My love be calm and response. Praise the eyelashes and the eyes. My love be a river like the Nile, ancient and long. My love be a crowd of shining secret messages in the rosy red of deep dimples. My love be reflection, be looking glass, be magic, be a song we only dance to. My love. Make no excuses. Be compassionate, forgive, but not stupid. Be backbone, answer for accountable. My love, be love. Abundant, limitless, and misgiving. Make no mistakes, let's say lessons. My love, be book smart. Be Google ready, encyclopedia. So listening, interest, twin flame, seeking, questioning, answering, demanding, aggressive, hugging, consent. That tarot card, psychic, healing, intuitive. My love, be brave. Be heavy-hearted, light-headed, woozy, clumsy. Be wobbling, butterfly belly, floating and fluttering. My love, be goofy. Be silly, be trusting, corporate, aching, pretending, be savor, weary, wounded, ridden, ghosts. Some things cannot be saged, but must be faced, my love. My love be partnership, be collective. Don't leave when things get tough. Be flawed, stretch mark, pudgy, bold. My love tweezes pimples, tweezes ingrowns, memories. My love be a lighthouse in the middle of a storm. Be like, why every time we tell a man about himself, our love gotta come into question. Who said loving you would be a walk in the white section of the park? I mean, who wrote the poems that make love into a doormat, doorbell, pornographic well dreams, male gaze, nonsense, romance film? Who done turned love? Who done turned love into a battle of the sexes? Say I can't love my man and tell him where it hurts or how, when it's slow. When it treat me with kindness, who said love gotta humiliate me, gotta turn me into a victim, into a damsel in distress? If I could tell you about yourself to your face, I wouldn't have to speak to strangers. Why my love? Gotta go through tests and relay races and obstacle courses. Gotta hop on one leg and bark like a dog. Why my love? Gotta do backflips. Gotta learn rocket science. Gotta speak man slang. Why my love? Gotta wait till you ready to love you. Why the world ain't got my back, and I always seem to have yours. Thank you for being here. My name is Aja. Does my mic sound okay to y'all? Yes? Okay. All right. But the next poem we're going to do is a poem called Unhurt. And I dedicate it every chance I get to a good friend of mine who I lost last year, and this was his favorite poem. His name was Chad. And I miss him very much. And this poem is dedicated to him. It's called Unhurt. Hurt was here before we were. Someone you love will eventually disappoint you. Maybe even break your heart or hurt your feelings. This will happen. Accept it. Sometimes repeatedly, oftentimes repeatedly, we will be hurt. And it will feel lonesome and sickening. And you will wonder, what has gone mad in the world? Peter. You will question everything beginning with yourself. You may even wish you owned a rifle, a knife, a proper fist, the perfect word to scar an inside, but you will cry. Someone will hurt you today, tomorrow, the next day, 3 years from now, and you will love them one day. You will love them for it. You see, there's this thing, this twisted appreciation for the suffering. We can only know love through the lens of neglect, joy through the lens of pain, and it's fascinating, actually, how we wound with our wounds and call it humanity. The first time you hurt someone you love, you will question the last time you tended an open wound, and you will vow to never do it again. You may even pray to some God. Give me some God. Some Yemaja. Some universe. Anyone listening for forgiveness, or the greatest death. You will not care at all. Be prepared. Be prepared, for a hurting is coming, and it will come, and it will take you suddenly, and maybe you will be dancing, or laughing, or remembering. I mean, maybe you won't even notice it at all, and you will hurt yourself. You will hurt yourself with all this hurt thought. And you will love hurting. No one really wants to hurt. You will say no one really wants to hurt. And it will turn from blame to revelation. I don't really want to hurt. And you will love. Did you know that? Did you know that you will love, and it will unhurt us all. You will love, and it will unhurt us all. The next poem is called Weathering, and it's dedicated to the lovers. I start every set with love poems, as that's the foundation of all things. And yeah, may you manifest the love your heart desires and needs right now. This poem is called Weathering. When the earth shatters beneath us and we are broken open, picked apart by the silence, let me tell you, you are unrehearsed laughter sleeping between the murmur of my lips, an unconscious love, a man dipped in midnight lightning. I will fix my body for you and fold in the bend of your arms a tortured jewel. You are a freedom song, humming in the shadow of my soul, a healing heartache that kisses wounds and sets free tornadoes on my spine. Such a crippling tone. My spirit is dancing in the gospel of your chest, and I have found music glowing, glowing in the whirlwind of your eyes. May we create new skies to fall apart under together. The sun bent its head on my skin this morning, and I could hear the bones of butterflies creaking in the breeze, the breath of birds heaving into the heart of my ears. My eyes whistled open, the air still smelling of wet leaves and lavender smoke. I turned to you, staring the lids of your jarred pupils. Your face is a naked desert at dawn, an ancient heaven at horizon, your mouth slightly caved open like an owling cow. I smile, blooming, because somewhere before I remember this silence. You sound of a starving angel when you sleep. You snore. Yeah, you snore. You snore like a wailing forest, my love. I think of you like a waking dream, of your spines ripped melted into the sand dunes of my palms last night. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Last night, your hands sprinkled across my flesh like rainstorms. And I can feel the sun this morning. He is strong and gleaming. Your eyelashes splinter from the blow of my lips. Rise. Rise. Rise, my love. And shine. This next poem is a poem that, every country, every place you go, there are issues within that place. There's far more greater issues in the country I live in, great old divided states of America. And there's a lot of things that need to change. And a lot of that has to do with the ways that our country has built within its foundation to oppress people. I think it's different in Sweden or certain places that were built with the awareness that everybody was white or everybody was, the same. So you didn't have to make laws in the same way to oppress and belittle other people. There was just rich, poor, obviously class. But the ways in which, racism and colonialism and poverty is just still, I think it's so ancient and so outdated. And it's so frustrating that there are still fucked up people in the world that are bent on really ruining other people's lives because they just get a kick out of it. And I still believe in the power of the people. And I believe in the goodness in the hearts and minds of people who know the truth about humanity, heart, and spirit. And so therefore, we do these poems in homage and in dedication to the legacy of the great freedom fighters and revolutionary lovers who came before us and who knew and believed in a world that was on its way, which surely it is, a world that is equitable, a world that is courageous, and a world that actually makes human decency a right for every child, creature, person, and a world that protects the planet. But unfortunately, there are some devils still out here. The devil shows up in many ways, and sometimes we can embody the devil. Sometimes we can get so caught up in our self-righteousness we can become the very thing that we believe we are against. So it's imperative that we examine our own convictions, examine our hearts, and make sure that we're in alignment with the beautiful tradition of those who made it possible for all of us to be here today. So, with that being said, this next poem is dedicated to the revolutionary lovers. Che Guevara said all great revolutionaries are guided by love. And so if you ever see a person out in the streets protesting or trying to change the conditions of their society for the better, may you stand with and beside them and lift them up and find the courage to use your own voice for the better of all people and humanity, because that's what we need. So this poem is called The Devil You Know. The devil, you know, taxes the air we breathe, privatizes the water, profits off homelessness, strangles the land, injects hormones in animals, rewards, rapes the people and rewards the rich. Charges you, charges you, charges you for being sick. Sends a bill to your loved ones with interest when you die. Laughs at us coughing up our lungs, gulping water, lead dripping off our chins. Fly private ships to the moon. Dances with your demons. The selfish, individualistic part of you, the one who'd rather not have a foot on your neck, or who shows up to the rally after sipping sweet comfort at a corporate gig that pays you just enough to die a little slow. Tithing community, fostering care, how being black, or woman, or queer, or trans, or other, or human or inhumane, computer or code, able body, 10 fingers, 10 toes, running, or right or wrong, how none of it matters. None of it matters when the earth is a handwritten letter from the past, a ghost sculpted in blood, cities sweating bitter memories, flooded by crawling maggots. How the sewers sing of old sidewalks and cool breezes are a fairy tale. We spoon feed our children in the heat. And we were never ourselves, had we known who we are without greed. A world decorated by betrayal. If we had a sense of humor, if we had a sense of some humor, we would all be more radical, more migrant than citizen. We breathe the air clean, rationing our resources, gathering hugs and whole sets of gloom, reasoning with riverbeds, rinsing in daylight, ridding pipelines and fossil fuel. We would melt. I said we would melt. All the guns. We would choose the scar, the moist in the back of our knees, the lick between knuckles mocking evil and all its ill-designed destruction. We would bulldoze the walls and plant windows where widows weep. Beautiful green lakes hushed in our cradling arms. We've become the tiny Brooklyn, kissing creeks, you know. We are near a point of no return. I said we are near a point of no return. A wounded woman scorned, temper sharp as 1,000 shards aimed in one direction. I am weary. I am so weary for weeping. Me too, she whispered. Me too, the earth said. The most important election is in the heart. A campaign, a soul, a candidate measured by their courage, the enduring strength of love, voting for the inner standing, how we make a way through no way in a basement church or a high school auditorium or a family living room. These days, insanity is the sanity. Stifle, sigh, despair, stress, thrill. Praise the people. I said praise the people. Praise Him, praise Him, praise Him, praise Him. Praise the people. The poet laureates of the poor, careworn anthem sowing from the keyholes of closed shut doors, the whistle of who and why, the architect of self-determination. I mean, if you gon' vote, vote with your spine, a head held high. Vote with the way you love. Singing songs, sitting sleep, dreaming of protest, you know, the ballot is not a bullet, but it can be a border or a bridge. You choose how you gon' go, pour into each other, how we mourn those we've lost, how we help hold the grief, those of us with child care, how you nurse the sick, lending someone your ear. Pay fair wages. That's the least you can do, is pay fucking fair wages. Vote by listening to the land. Resist the artificial division of our deaths held together by a common thread of concern. Self-determined, reliant. The body is a ballroom of grief and despair. We the light, we the chosen, we the freed migrant rebel lovers, we the word workers, we the shoeless and standing tall, we the houseless still housing us, we the teachers still students, we the farmers in the field, we the shamans being healed. Revolution is not of spectators, for silence is a noise too.
Yes.
Somewhere, I said somewhere, there is an incorruptible spirit, remembering a time when we voted with the thoughts in our minds. And it begins with you. It begins with you loving you enough to love me as I am you. We are the country's consciousness rising. And we are only as powerful as our hope made in the flesh. A voice bravely raising up, reverberating new. Reverberate, new. Visions. This next poem is dedicated, I wrote this poem several years ago after there were a bunch of children being murdered senselessly by gun violence and our ridiculous gun laws in America. And it's inspired by an older poem by a great Black American poet named Langston Hughes. He wrote a poem called For the Kids Who Live. And sadly, that poem is eerily still relevant. And I would recite this poem in dedication to these children, and recently started reciting the poem, and it became even more eerie reading the poem post October 7th, after the brutal genocide that has been dawned on the Palestinian people by the illegal, vicious, evil, cruel occupation of Israel. And it became more relevant to read this poem because of the nature of violence and war and greed and what it does, most importantly, to those who are least, that have the least defense and are relying and depending on us, people who can vote, who have decision-making power, who have resources, who have, who tend to be or tend to call themselves adults. People who are supposed to protect the futures of the many vulnerable, awaiting a future that they hope will be there for them. And too many children have been murdered in the name of our privileges and sense of false security. And so it is our obligation. Every child is our obligation. There's no such thing as those children over there and my children. Each child is our child. Every single one of them. Every single one of them is our assignment. Every single one. I don't care what color they are. I don't care what size shoe they got. I don't care who their parents are. Every single child is our assignment, because it's on us to shepherd in the new generation and the visions and the dreams and the future and the world that awaits us, that is born in the seed of the heart and the mind of these little children's little beings that are charging us to task. And it's our responsibility to make sure we leave them a world worth living for. And so, with that being said, I dedicate this poem to the children of Palestine, Sudan, and the Congo. And may we rise to the occasion. May we, adults, people who claim to be adults, may we remember what it was like to be children and to look at the world around us and say, why? Who set this up like this? And we have the ability to shape it. We have the ability to shift it. And we have the ability to demand more so that the kids coming up after us don't have to go through the same hurt, heartbreak, and mistakes that we did. That is our charge. That is our calling. That is why we're here. That is your purpose. So may we do right by our purpose and by all children all across the globe, whether they are yours or somebody else's. All these children belong to us. This is called For the Kids Who Live. Of children who survive us. Indigo rosebuds or sandflowers risen of landfills. Voices made of tire swings. and milk crates. Stick figures in sand drawn by fallen twigs. I mean, who looks history in the eye and grins, imagines worlds away within, the power to better love above law, risk above comfort. For the lost and departed, wandering in memories unspoken, who will unruin this generation, their right to bloom, brilliant, stumble or fall? Here's to the kids, enchanted by tomorrows. To the kids, here's to the kids who live in Liberty City, bounce house and jumping rope, where no bullet lives to tell a fairy tale. For the kids whose toes dip on shore, songs made of sandcastles and broken glass, rinsed by rushing water, return home to a land that welcomes another way, where no child is a refugee. Here's to the kids, who live to see a world without walls, to the kids who cross-examine borders, time zones, and language, who dab presidents out of rooms and judges out of courthouses, a vote with values, music with no commercials, for the preservation of rivers, parks, and birds, to the kids who live. Praise the wind, the light and the rain. Here's to the words they speak, trembling of blameless rage, old spirits thundering on tongues. Here's to holding hands with fortune tellers, to the kids who read palms, a gift with no return address, a world without begging fingers. To the kids who live in food desert boroughs, jubilant with full bellies and crops of care, thirst quenched from free fountains. Here's to the kids. I like when the bass comes in. Yep. When you play the right and put the bass in. Give me some mood, okay? Slow. A little slow. Yeah. There we go. Thirst quenched from free fountains. Here's to the kids who live in tears turned from laughter, to serious play. May they never know caskets before grayed hair and wrinkled skin like crinkled poems in an old lover's home. Here's to the ones who live in photo albums, images teased of dreams. Bless the child. Bless the child who remembers. Bless the child who remembers and questions and answers with courage, or the kids who live to bury their elders, bear a new story made possible, a test, a struggle, a journey that reveals the heart. Here's to the kids who live and dare us to stand aside. May they embarrass us. May they show us who we are. Here's to the kids, slow, resting in the dimples of a mirror, stretching through a glance. How many? Yeah, how many? How many kids? Tell me, how many kids? 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 How many? die for us to live. How many? We gotta protect the kids. We gotta protect the kids. Here's to the kids. To the kids who live in us and never leave. Resting in the mirror. Resting in the dimples of the mirror, stretching through a glance. Here's to the kids who live in us and demand that we act in the doing, in the here and now. Awestruck and unafraid, fearless. Awestruck and unafraid. Here's to the kids.
Yeah.
The next poem is Castaway, and this is dedicated to the African people scattered across the globe, our diaspora that has attempted in our own way to continue to find each other and love each other in spite and because of what we've gone through. Let me tell you, African people have their time coming. And the world better get ready. The world better get ready, because Africa's time is coming. You know, they say, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Africa's time is coming, and the rest of the world is going to have to sit and watch. And all that bloodshed and all that raping and pillaging is going to come back tenfold. And we ain't even going to have to be as violent and as vicious and as grotesque as those who were against us. Because as you can see, empires are crumbling everywhere you look. And those who had their heyday sat on the top of their ivory towers looking at the poor and the left for dead. You know, it's funny how the world turns, because Africa's sitting on the best resources in the world. And once they get a sense of themselves and understand what our power is, I feel sorry for the rest of the Western European world. Y'all better get ready. Y'all better get right or get ready, you know? Get right with yourself, get right with humanity, or get ready for your demise. That's just, it's either or. Either you get in line and you learn how to be a good human, or it's gonna be the end of you. That's just what it is. That's what's awaiting you. So, people get ready, for a change is coming. And I'm looking forward to it. But for all the bloodshed and all the sacrifice and all the families broken and torn apart, there's so much that we have had to endure and to overcome, and in spite of and because of, we still maintain our dignity and our humanity, and we have not allowed what was done to us to turn us into the vicious, criminal psychopaths that we see in the West. And so may we continue to maintain our humanity and our dignity and our love for each other. And we knew, African people, we knew that there was no land we could possibly own. It was a preposterous notion to even think to own land. The only land we could ever own is the love shared between us. And let that be the love in the land that guides us. May we stay rooted and grounded in our love for each other. And never succumb to the violence and the harm that was done to us. May we just never become that. Because if there's anything we can learn from Zionism, is that it's very easy for you to become that which was done to you if you do not do the necessary work to heal, to confront, and to examine your own heart. May we never become that evil. May we never become that. Whew, may we never become that. This poem is called Castaway. to write a poem full of corpses. So I wrote a sacred pink blue sky jeweled on the horizon. Laughter as the loudest star sleeps. Humor hugs every ache whole. How heavy heads lay after a long day in the humid heat. Caribbean moon sighs and joyous dreams. I did not wish to speak of what should not be spoken. So silence breathed into all the words, a haunting. I come from a language that does not write itself. Our ancestors speak hurricane, a thunder tongue shivering tides and a petty revenge. The mid-Atlantic is a vexed auntie rattling rivers and roofs, ready for reckoning, knocking at the chest of men. On the other side of now, there is a door where we return. Every island is a hip swaying between here and there. Afloat in the dance to belong, rocking in the arms of the edge, where the sea is an emerald flag and palm trees praise the air. Every shore is an altar of remembrance embraced on purpose, picture of the sun ray where prayer trembles the light, or how a storm retreats. We marvel and move eternal, unforeign and unlost. Hips hollering, elbows flapping like fanning flames, bare feet chant in the sand or in a concrete jungle. Love taps quake the nape of the earth's neck, where daughters of diaspora dream and inherit journeys of flesh. Where a smile is also a scar, or how my grandfather came to see about us years after he died, wearing my uncle's face, dimpled and shining eyes like two wet black beans baptized by his spirit. Charming man in all he was, checking on his grandbabies. Fear not death. Fear not death. We visit kinfolk there, lingering in the blood where the ocean hums, tribe of the great abyss, of not knowing from where or what we come, and still, to arrive before they conquered us. We came by shipwreck, by wind and wave, pushed into the water, splashing and shaking. The wound teaches us to remember where tomorrow glows. Listen, listen, listen to the animal clawing within. A rooster calls directions between this world and the next. There are roads that cannot be mapped, and there are streets that do not have names. We ran away into the ochre-tinted mountains, seeking maroon hills. I was born. We were born. We were all born borderless. Borderless. We were born borderless. Mounting a dollar van like a Odisha, scribbling visions on a train or on an airport, traveling ritual, voice, and time. I was born of distance, in between, now. Ladies and gents, days and thems, I have one more for you, and I'm grateful for your ears and presence. This next poem is dedicated to my comrade and brother, who I lost last year. I lost a lot of people last year. A week after the album came out. His name was Daniel Agnew. He was a great organizer and just incredible human and lover of black people and just all people. And he did amazing work. And in the middle of the movement, the movement for Black Lives, when there was a huge uprising in our country, in the U.S., in opposition to the police state that we live in, there was such a sense of despair that we wanted to write, or I wanted to share something about our resilience and about our joy and about who we were in spite and because of those things. And so I wanted to write a list poem for Black Joy. And my godfather likes to say that there is a difference between white people and people who happen to be white. That's why y'all laughing, because you know he's right. And what he likes to say is that white people are people who move in the world with a sense of privilege and entitlement. I'm white, you're gonna know it, everybody gonna see it. White, 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 white. I have arrived, I'm white. Do this for me because I'm white. I deserve this because I'm white. You know, it's a different kind of air of arrogance. And those are white people. And then there's people who just were born white. And they say, you know, they move with a little bit more humility, a little bit more grace, you know? They're like, this is the body I was given. I'm doing the best with what I got. You know, help me, help you. We'll figure this thing out. It's a very different kind of energy, you know? They just are people, and they happen to be born white. And so we believe in those kind of people, you know? The people who are just people, who happen to be born white. And understand that there is far more to the human experience than one's race. But when we talk about Black, we talk about it as an ideology, as a sort of approach towards life, right? So anybody can connect to Black joy, because Black joy is really about having overcome and made it to the other side, and who you choose to be in spite and because of those things, and the cultural richness that comes out of people who know what it is to go through and to wade through and to love and enjoy and create in spite of it. So I dedicate this to all of you, whoever may have walked through these doors with a little heavy load on your heart. May you be lifted, and may the things that are causing you pain or struggle or strife, may they become transformed, and may they teach you new and valuable lessons, and may you become stronger and make just great, wise decisions because of those things. May you, you know, who you are in spite of. You know, we all, suffering is, it's par for the course. Suffering is part of life. That's just part of being human, is we gonna be here to suffer. But it's how we suffer and who we choose to be in spite of what we've suffered through that really makes and builds a character. So may you not take your pain out on anybody else ever in life, and may you confront and resolve the things in you that need to be healed. This poem is called Black Joy, for all of us who know what it's like to make it to the other side. Joy is It's disarming. It's the swing set in the middle of a gunfight. It's dodging a bullet. It's hopscotch and double dutch. It's a fierce gaze, the side eye, the shade, the sass, the snap, the head nod, the turn up, the swag. Joy. Joy is righteous and ratchet. Twerks and taps, dips and drives, Harlem shakes, electric slides, empty wine, saucers on tubes and rumbas. Joy, joy, joy. It's rhythm and repetition. I said it's rhythm and repetition. Joy hums and harmony. Is the blues, is a song in a cotton field, no central bookings on a crowded subway. Joy bees in the trap. It's a dilla bee in the Middle East. It's fly, they're looking good. It's pastels with flat beans on patty and cocoa bread. It's fried chicken with barbecue sauce or buffalo sauce or hot sauce or any damn sauce. It's a recipe passed on. A language that survived. Toe curling, savory sweet, knocking boots, the fight, the fury, making love to make up. It's a glow. It's an entire day in a lover's arms. It's a carton of ice cream and better books illuminating the aftermath. It's wrinkled lips, a powdered kiss. It's the shivering hips. It's the theater of our thunder. Joy. Joy. It's a story traveling through laughter. A rocking chair on the front lawn. It's a wind chime in a window. It's a barbecue in the backyard. It's double percent coochie. It's melanin. Gathered in a room. It's the entourage. It's getting your friends in the club. Joy. It's all about vibes. I said it's all about vibes. Joy. It's a roof over your head. It's clothes on your back. It's free 99. It's having the rent when it's due. It's having the rent when it's due. Or no rent at all. No debt. I said it's no debt, no credit check. It's shooting the dice in the stairway or getting a hand in spades or double six coffee going dominoes. It's hoops in a crate. It's opening a fire hydrant in the heat. It's a 6-block wheelie through traffic with no handlebars in the rain. It's the catwalk, it's the voguing, it's the coming out, it's a crackhead with his eye bag and a dream. It's a fresh pair of white faces to check. It's bottle caps, blue beneath dress shoes. It's $3 in a tin. It's catching rainwater in a tin cup. It's buying your sunflowers for yourself on a cloudy day. It's a firefly in your palm. Joy. It's a moon in the sky to look at a school play. It's your father in the audience. It's skipping school or recess. It's scream without style, aluminum foil town. It's when the belt buckles snap, or the switch breaks, or your mom gets too damn tired. It's waving down the ice cream truck. It's a fresh lineup and a clean doobie, a perfect quarter to a curve, or a loosen out with an afro pick. It's the gift of God. It's wrapping your ass off. It's roasting a wrestler and sending the tap out. Joy. It's your mama jokes until it's your mama. It's the first day out of jail. It's the homecoming, the graduation, and the step show and the parade. It's hugging the self when conquers the heart and captures the blame. It's the madness of all meaning, the maturity of all memory, the irony of all forgetting. It's the helicopter, 4 days after the love with no water or no food. It's a mother picking her daughter up from foster care. It's smoking a joint in a cop car switching lanes. It's food stamps on the first of the month. It's no snitching. I said it's no snitching. It's loyalty. It's perseverance. It's protest, resilience, resistance. The food after the funeral or the parade. It's the blessing, the curse, the call, the response, the prayer, the pulpit. It's evidence of things unseen. It's the hallelujah. It's the amen. It's the Holy Ghost. It's speaking in tongues. It's when the sun goes say you don't need no cleaning. It's genetic the Mason Dixon line. Joy, 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 joy. It's family, it's brotherhood, it's sisterhood, it's feeling another's dimple in your face. Joy, 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 joy is together. I said joy is together. Joy is together. Together, 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 joy. Together, our joy, our joy, our joy will astonish the world. It's joy. Together, together. Together, our joy. Together, 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 the kind of joy we need right now. The kind of joy you and I need right now. Is together, 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 our joy. A joy that knows what it's like to go through, to storm, to weather the storm, to make a way out of no way. When everything around you tells you it's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. You're worthless. You can't do it. It's impossible. When everything around you tells you it's impossible, it's our joy that shows us another way. That lets us know there's something more, something far greater than human understanding, than human explanation. There's something we serve greater than ourselves, and it's a joy. Together, 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 together. True joy. The kind of joy that we need right now has always been and has always been, will always be. True joy, true joy has always been and will always be justice. We're going to close out right now with thank you. And this little last tune is just for y'all. Come on now. Let's get to going. And it's, we just pay homage always to the Orishas that look after us and take care of us. And this one is dedicated to Jimaja. I'm not going to do the whole poem, but I'm going to leave you with the spirit and the energy and the frequency of this incredible music that was built on sacred foundation in homage to the great Reina del Mar, which we call the Queen of the Ocean. She who could wipe us all out in one swift of her will. And we know that there are things greater than us. So when you wake up in the morning, say thank you. Give thank you, give thank you, give thank you, give thanks. That's the first thing of all things. I woke up today. Another day. You give thanks to the sun. You give thanks to the running water. You give thanks to the land, right? You give thanks to the wind, to the air, to the breeze. You give thanks to the creatures that make it possible for the environment and ecosystem to stay afloat. When we pay homage, when we move with that humility and that grace, that lets the powers that be know that we take heed, that we know we aren't the most important things on the planet. That there are other things that we live with, and we must learn to be in community with, we must learn to be in conversation with, like jazz. You know, you improvise every day with the wind, with the water, with the sky, with the sun. And that's how we learn to live and to love the life we live. So, we could not be here without the great womb of the ocean, or the great shoulders of the sun. So we say thank you, we say thank you, we say thank you, we give thanks, we give thanks. And as we give thanks, I must give thanks to this incredible band playing with me tonight. We say thank you. We say thank you on keys to Enzo Paquin. That's my bootleg French way of saying his name. And then on bass, behind me on bass, we give thanks to Ildo Nanja. One day I'll get my Dutch up, but on drums we give it up for Nick de Ryan. And on trumpet we give thanks to the great Peter Samoa. Shout out to Ghana. Shout out to the Ghanaian people. And of course, last but not least, we give thanks to you all for being here. We give thanks to the venue. We give thanks to the sound man, to Carla, all the people who made this possible. We give thank you. Thank you to the workers, to the bartender. We really appreciate you. May you continue to do whatever it is you feel called to do, living your purpose, living your life. And I believe that we will win. And free Palestine till the day we motherfucking die.